So let's talk about Social Security, especially with disability, and especially with me and what I think is might be happening, because I'm also not the greatest source of facts. I know what I've been hearing. I haven't technically looked into a book about what's going to happen, but from what I know, we should talk about it because if this bullshit bill passes, I am screwed. Yay! Not only am I screwed because I have the stupid autoimmune disease that nobody should have, but tons of people do. At least you get some help from the federal government and the state. And honestly, for me, it's the only way I can live. And it is the only way that I can even think about traveling because I would use that money that I pay my caregiver. We would use that money and just use it on a ship. So I can pay her on a ship or just traveling. So I started getting disability back in 2012. And what happened was that I was working and I went through a whole day of work. And at the end of it, my car is parked in the parking lot, maybe 20 feet away at the most. And I got outside and I couldn't leave the wall to go to my car because I couldn't walk. It was the weirdest thing. It sucked. That's when it happened that now all of a sudden I can't walk. Because before at least I could kind of walk and just push and I could kind of like get enough or I might be able to get to my car because like I said, it wasn't very far. But this time I sat there and I just stared at it and was like, and then I can't do this. So then I thought, screw it, I'm gonna try. And I kind of pushed off the wall that I was on and I ate it. Oh my God, it was so painful. I looked around, I didn't see anybody see me. Thank God, because that was painful. And I was sitting there going, what am I going to do? Thank God the lady that I work with was a little late going out, leaving work. And she was like, are you okay? And I was like, I can't get to my car. She was like, do you need help? And I was like, yeah. So she walked me to my car. So, got in my car, got home, and was like, crap, I can't go back to work. If I can't get to and from my car, how am I going to go to work? And then you start with, okay, you need a wheelchair. Thank God I kind of had one, so I could kind of use it. And then I had crutches. And in my mind, I was like, I just need something to help me be able to walk. So crutches and a walker were kind of like, that's my next step. Now with me, my mind is kind of backwards when I think about certain things. And a walker, I was getting it, but I didn't use it enough to really, and I know it's super easy. You push down or up or something to stop. But in my mind, it was backwards. So whatever I would do to try to think I'm stopping, I'm going forward even more, which is going to make me fall. So that I never got into really the walker. So what I started doing is I had crutches and I started walking with crutches. And it was awesome because they're so much easier just to like stick in your car. I was able to use crutches to kind of walk around, which I finally discovered. And then I was like, there's no way I can go back to work. So I called my doctor, I told my work, I went on Social Security. Well, no, you go. So in California, I live in California, you have to go on state disability first. So I'm on state disability. Okay, good. At least that's taken care of. The money is a lot less, but you know, it's something that helps you start to try to adjust. After state disability, you go on Social Security disability. Okay, state disability, easy to get onto, not a problem. So security disability, I was scared because you hear all these rumors. Oh, you apply, it takes them 3 to 4 months to respond. And then if you get a no, then you have to appeal. And that takes another like 6 months. So I'm like, oh my God, a whole year with no money? What am I going to do? So then I thought, okay, you know what, the last 3 months of my state disability, I'm going to apply for Social Security disability because it does take like 3 to 4 months. That's kind of a given. So thank God I got a person that I could talk to there. Also, when you look on their website, multiple sclerosis is like one of the main things on there that gets disability. So I thought, thank God this is at least acknowledged and I don't have to go through this whole fight. Basically, you just need your doctor to state how you are and you should get approved. But it's still like they still need information, and it still took 3 to 4 months to finally get my approval. Since I started it early enough, I only went like maybe a month without having the money. Thank God. And they retro from, so when you first start asking for it, even if it might take them 4 months, they retro it back. Thank God. So that at least happened. And I was like, yes. Now at this point, I'm still mobile, still able to get in and out of the car by myself. I'm still able to use the bathroom myself, in and out of bed by myself. I'm still able to do this stuff because I can use crutches and I can sit when I dress. And I'm still able to do all this stuff. So yay. And what happened is that we also got a hand control for my car. So we had to pay for that because Social Security and disability and insurance doesn't pay for anything in your car. So my parents, thank God, paid for me to get a hand control put in my car. So I'm still able to drive and then walk with crutches. So what I did was I went to 24-hour fitness because I was like, okay, I need to exercise or start trying or something. And I could walk at least from my car into the 24-hour fitness. So now at least I can drive and get in my car. So I was able to, I also had a scooter that came from a friend's dad that didn't need it anymore. So we always kind of had it here ready to go, thank God. So I ended up being able to use that around the house with my crutches. So then it was kind of not a big deal. I just go around using that. And I like, okay, I need somebody to clean my house. So I always had paid for somebody to help me do that. So that person continued, okay. But now eating, yeah, we're eating out a lot. I mean, a lot of fast food. So because I had to pick up my daughter's like in junior high-ish and in cheer. And so I would take her to her cheer, and instead of driving there and coming home, I would literally sit in my car for 2 hours while she was in cheer because it wasn't worth trying to come home, get in the house, and then get back out to go. So I would do that, and then we would pick up a lot of food, a lot of fast food. Oh, that's so bad. The one thing I don't need, I'm trying to pick up and giving it to my daughter. Things you learn later in life that you should have done, or, things you just do because you don't know. So we did a lot of that, and then finally, my cousin was like, oh, I have somebody that might be able to help you because I started falling more, and I was like, perfect. She lived like around the corner. Oh my God, yay. So I could call her and be like, oh, can you help me into bed now? Can you help me out of bed in the morning? Can you help me do this? And it started with I only kind of needed her like 6 hours, maybe 10 hours a week, which is really good. But I'm paying this out of my pocket because I didn't know that there was other programs that were offered, which they are if you're low income, which I qualify for being low income. So now, thank God, I'm getting money from the state to help me pay for my caregiver. Thank God, because I already went through my whole savings before I figured this out. So now I'm finally getting the hours and I'm finally getting the help, which again, they don't give you full pay for it here because you only get like $2 more than minimum wage. And to be a caregiver here, it's a little bit more to pay for somebody to help you. So, but it's something, and it was enough. And it was like, thank God. And then they come out every year, see how you're doing. And then they kept increasing my hours because I was kind of like, I can't do this, I can't do that. So finally, I've gotten 120 hours a month, which is so helpful. So basically, she helps me so much because, like I said, she gets me in and out of bed in the morning and gives me showers because I can't shower. She feeds me. You know, she's doing everything. So I'm getting like $3,000 a month from that, which is awesome. But if this fucking bullshit bill passes, I'm screwed. Oh my God, I am so screwed. And I didn't think, and not to be, but I was like, oh, Social Security, it's not going to be about disability. He wouldn't do that. Oh my God, yeah, yeah, disabilities will disappear too from like the state. Oh my God, like I am just screwed. So at this point, I am doing okay. Honestly, if I could get more money for my caregiver, that would be the best. And if I can literally get more money out of disability for myself, because I'm not at the maximum amount you can get paid, because they kind of base it of what you were getting paid, it would be so much better. And now I might not get any of it, and I might be on here asking for help. So we're not going to go there, but yeah, that's my story with Social Security. Okay, bye.